on, everybody? Welcome back. We're doing another video on the H2 today. We are en route to Jeff's shop. If you've been following along, you'll know that Jeff is the owner of Black Label Speed Shop. It's the shop that we build all of the really cool things for, like SEMA. We built the truck that we sent to Saudi Arabia. So that's where all the really cool stuff that we build, that's where it goes on at. And today we are starting the custom roof basket for the Hummer. I do need quite a bit more storage, and I couldn't decide whether I wanted to put a tent on top and always keep my storage in here, or if I wanted to occasionally store stuff up there and sleep in here, especially during inclement weather. And I knew that I wanted a roof basket no matter which route that we went, and really the only basket that's available is from Gobi, and I'm not the biggest fan of the Gobi basket on top of the Hummer. Everything about the Hummer is square and straight lines and very bold, and the Gobi basket is just round tubing, and I don't think that it fits very well. It's also not quite as long as I'd like it to be. I think their longest one is about 8 feet. With us building our own, we're gonna get closer to 9 or 10 feet, and it's also going to let us totally design everything from the way that I want it. I want it to be a little bit taller. I want the sides to be closed off. I don't have all of the design aspects worked out just yet, but we have a really good idea about what we want. We've already ordered about 100 feet of 3/4 inch square tubing. That's also unfortunately means we're going to have to get rid of these limited edition lights and the light bar that's up here. In a previous video, I did mention that I did not want to get rid of those, but we couldn't really figure out a way to do exactly what I wanted while retaining that one light bar up front. And so we're going to get rid of all 3 of these OEM Hummer crossbars that go across. We're going to make our own mounts, and I'll find something to do with these. Either I'll keep them, maybe I'll sell them to somebody that really wants them. But anyway, we're going to get out here to Jeff's shop and see what he has going on for us out there.
We'll just do from the inside here.
Of the inside of the rail?
Like right here.
Yeah.
And then we'll have the foot come down and sit on it so we can bend it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds good.
So I just need to know this measurement straight across, 62 inches.
62?
62. Now we need to figure out how far you want to go.
Up there? Yeah, it comes up pretty straight. It's not too bad.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at 62. So this one we can just end right here.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
So, yeah, if you'll just go up to the front of that marker light up there.
Okay.
108.
9 feet.
Because you want it back like here, but curved.
Yeah, somewhere in between here. Just curved.
Okay.
And we wanted to go like 8 inches up total from here, or how high were we gonna come?
Well, off of here, we'll make our feet to make it land the bottom rail,
right.
Bottom of the bottom rail to land where that is.
Okay. All right, so all of that looks pretty good. Jeff's gonna start cutting the box and get us kind of a frame made up. And then I guess we'll pick back up once we have that done. So it's a few days later and we just got those OEM crossbars off. They were kind of a pain because they were just so old. They were just rusted in place. The locksmith couldn't even make new keys because the holes, the cylinders were they're so full of corrosion and rust and grime that we actually had to drill those holes out. And so it was a kind of a pain, but now we're getting the whole thing kind of laid out on the floor. We got all of our measurements. Jeff's already made a whole bunch of cuts. We have almost the whole skeleton all put together. It's looking really good. Like I said earlier, I think we're about 9 feet long, 62 inches wide, and we've come up 8 inches tall. That should be just high enough to where, you know, I can set coolers or toolboxes, things like that inside of it, and we'll still have to strap it down, but it'll keep it from blowing out. And then in the front, we've curved the front of this to be the same curvature as the windshield. And Jeff just set up the top piece, and he's going to angle the front of it to the exact same angle of the windshield. He said it's about 60 degrees. It's looking really, really cool like this. And so here's like the main area that we're gonna be keeping storage on. We will also be able to keep storage here, but this is where the sunroof is, and so we're gonna have some sort of a hatch that opens up so I can still pop out of the sunroof and, you know, put the GoPro up front if I wanna film somewhere we're driving, or just have access. Maybe we'll have a little ammo box on either side of it so that I can get into, just to keep, you know, tools or something like that in there. So it's time to set the bones on top of the truck and figure out where the feet need to go to actually bolt it down. And we thought we could just go all the way up on the lift, and then we realized that, you know, it has to max out somewhere.
Scared, hold me.
So we changed of plans. We couldn't make the lift work. So we kind of just manhandled it up there. The whole thing is actually much lighter than I thought it was gonna be. And so me and Jeff got it up there without any problems. And now we're just trying to figure out exactly where we need to put our feet to bolt down to that kind of stock roof rail that came on the truck. Everything we did looks really, really good up there. I think the scale of it's right. The curve of this front piece right here is really cool. It's gonna hopefully deflect a little bit of wind. And boom, there is the basket on top of the truck. This is very, very roughly mounted. We have these 3 little temporary mounting points. That was to give us an idea about the height that we wanted to go. We're actually gonna be mounting them on each of these bars through here. We'll be taking this piece of steel, we're gonna break it at a 90-degree angle, and it's gonna make a little foot. So we'll have 5 feet on each side. And then inside of the OEM mounting rail system, we're going to get some pieces of steel that we'll either thread them or we'll weld on some little nuts to the bottom of them. And then we will bolt these feet into that OEM mounting rail system, and it'll clamp this down to that original mounting system. It should be really, really strong, especially with 5 mounting points on either side. Even just up on the lift earlier, I was standing on the middle of it, and it's very, very strong. And it's actually a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be. Even with the grate that we just ordered that we're gonna set down in there, and then the side panels, I think it's gonna be probably under 150 pounds, maybe closer to 200 pounds, I'm not sure, but it's not bad at all. It's easy for 2 people to get it on and off the truck, and I'm really liking the way that it looks. We're gonna order a curved light bar to go in the front, and so that mounting point right there, that's gonna have to come off because we're gonna have to recess it a little bit. We're gonna cut these corners at 45s, and then we'll get some of those square bumper lights and we'll put them up there, and so we'll have 3 lights up here total. I think that should probably be sufficient for everything I'm gonna be doing. Expanded metal is laid down, it's tacked in place. Next, we're going to these rear pieces. We're gonna cut these at about 45s, and we're gonna sink some of those square lights into those back pieces. So we gotta go get those lights so we can start on that next. Up front, we still have to grind the excess of this off, and we need to get a curved light bar in there. That way we can build our mounting points right there. And once all of that is in place and cut and bolted in, then we can get all of the side panels made. That's really, really solid. It's definitely going to hold all of the weight that you would ever need up here, and once it's powder coated, it's going to look really, really sharp. So the last couple days have been really productive, and we have finished this portion of the rack at this point. It's looking really good. It's very solid. We got these rear pieces notched. Those are going to hold our little 2-inch pod lights. Up front, tomorrow, we should have a 50-inch LED bar, and it's also curved. We're not sure exactly how much it's curved, but hopefully it looks pretty good and fits up there just about right. 90% of the job that we've been planning to do is done, and it's come together exactly like we've planned. Jeff has done a really stellar job. But I think that's about all for this video. In the next one, we're gonna get the lights installed, and finally we'll take it to get powder coated and we'll put it up on the truck. I'm really excited. It's gonna give us a lot more room. I'll be able to sleep up there whenever the weather is nice. We'll be able to keep a toolbox up there with like recovery equipment, jacks, and things like that. So I'm really excited to have this little portion of the truck done. But anyway, that's it for this video, and we'll see you next time.